Um, Beautiful Soul Tribe, I'm so honored that you're here with me now. And I'm excited for you because this is going to shift your thought process. This is going to make it really easy for you to decipher your thoughts and your thinking pattern and make sure that you are on the right track of thought, the right train of thought, okay? Because a lot of times, sorry about the sound debris there, a lot of times our thought process becomes infiltrated with um, it becomes infiltrated with the thinking patterns of other individuals or infiltrated with the thinking patterns of societal norms. And those thinking patterns, when they don't resonate with you, will become very burdensome because they don't vibrate and they don't align with you properly. So it will never resonate and it will never feel good, and your life will therefore always feel stifled. Your thought process will always be full of fear and limitations that you have imposed on yourself because you allowed the external world to infiltrate this thought process. And, like the brain is actually shielded with one of the hardest bones that we have is the cranium, okay? And so it's shielded with this because of several reasons, right? But in addition, the metaphysical reasons, because we are not to allow other consciousness to infiltrate unless it is expansive, not if it's going to stifle. I hope that you're following me, because the concepts that I'm talking about are a little bit abstract, right? So, what do I mean by expansive? The things that I'm going to be encouraging you to do are expansive, and they may be fear provoking because of the expansiveness, of the vastness of the expansion that we are trying to create, or that not that we're trying to create, the vastness of the expansion that we are diving into, that we are catapulting into, okay? That can be daunting and maybe overwhelming. And I can understand that provoking fear, and that's a healthy fear, okay? That's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about is the burdens that we have taken on from the world, the external world, whether it's your mother, your best friend, your ex, or your teacher in elementary school, whoever imposed this thought process on you that's no longer allowing you to grow, okay? It's stifling you, it's suffocating you, it is limiting your progress. This is how we're going to determine these thoughts, okay? Because one fear, like I was saying, the expansive fear of the abyss, it's that sensation that you get like before you get on a roller coaster and you look up at the heights of it, and it's just like that unearthing feeling because something bigger than yourself is about to take place, okay? In that same way, you should be excited about for what's to come for yourself and fearful of it. A healthy dose of fear is good. That fear, like you're about to get on this roller coaster ride, should really be accurate. That should hit home. Like you're excited, you're nervous, but you want this. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna get on the roller coaster, and like you're excited for that moment, that adrenaline rush of the fear, because it's a healthy fear, versus a fear that is debilitating, a fear that immobilizes you and keeps you restrained because you're scared of making a move because you're scared that your next move is going to be your demise. It's going to lead to your fall. And so that fear, that immobilizing fear, that fear that keeps you from accomplishing, that fear that keeps you from moving forward, that fear is the one that I want you to really focus in on. That fear is so toxic. So when we start uncovering the fears, and I need you to grab a journal and, we're going to call this the Emotional Boulders Journal. Because in this emotional boulder journey, what we're going to be doing is picking up boulders out of our emotional body to relieve the physical body. I know that sounds kind of crazy, right? So the physical body receives ailments based on the emotions. And I know that the doctors haven't arrived there yet. They're starting to. They're starting to catch up with the spirituality thing and why people can heal by eating certain foods, why people can heal just by thinking correctly. Okay, Western medicine is slowly starting to catch up with this thought process about the placebo effect, because that is really fucking real. Okay, so your emotional state dictates so much about your physical being. A vibration. People talk about me being high vibe. And let me explain to you what high vibe really means. High vibe is a scientific term that all of these spiritual people don't know what they're talking about. But I'm going to break it down for you, baby, so you really understand what we're talking about in spiritual terms. And you can explain it to somebody else, and we can grow that delicious consciousness of the planet to be something so much more expansive than what it has been. That roller coaster ride of consciousness, okay? So the vibration that I emit is high vibe because the electrons that are orbiting the molecule of my being are orbiting at a fast rate. And that's what's high vibe, because I am meditated, I am balanced, I have drank water, I feel replenished emotionally, I am content with my life. Okay, so things lead me to be at, my normal is a pretty high vibration. There's other people in this lifetime that their normal is a very lower vibration. Okay, it could be angry, it could be sad, it could be melancholic, like self-lamenting, it could be somebody who dwells on injustice. It could be somebody who is always living in the past, or somebody who is always living in fear of the future. There's that fear, okay? So the lower vibrations, literally, they are lower vibration because they lower the rate of the vibration of the electrons around the molecule of your being. And so this is what makes you high vibe or low vibe. And if you allow the external world to influence the beautiful divine thoughts that are occurring inside of the cranium, okay, that electricity flowing from the left to the right and the right to the left, those delicious, beautiful, divine thoughts, if you're allowing the external world to infiltrate your thought process, is it really authentic? Is it truly yours? If you are allowing the external world to suffocate you to the point of immobilization, and you're not taking action and you're not speaking your truth because you're fucking scared, you're letting the matrix win. You're letting the matrix win, and you're falling into the category of, as they call them, sheeple. And I feel really bad for the sheep because the sheep didn't have anything to do with it. The sheep are awesome, but the people who act that way, they're imbeciles because they don't want to think for themselves. So I'm giving you the tools, baby. I'm giving you the tools. I hope that you are of sound mind enough to be able to pick up your fork and knife and use it as needed, okay? And I talk about fork and knife metaphorically, okay? Because the fork and the knife in spiritual terms are going to be meditating and realizing if your thought process is accurate or if it's inadequate. And then you have to honor your thoughts and your emotions. So it's even a spoon is in there, okay? The fork and the knife. How are you going to learn how to use your spiritual fork and knife if I'm always going to be cutting up your steak? You're never going to learn how to use it. So this is kind of why I'm steering away from doing the readings so much. And I really want greater consciousness, the bride of Christ. I really want to catapult greater consciousness into a state of ascended thought, self-mastery. So within this self-mastery, we need to know we need to be able to recognize which thoughts are fear-based in a healthy way and which thoughts are fear-based in a toxic way that is going to limit your growth and hinder your actual life experience and keep you. Yes, that's right. I said this type of thinking is going to keep you from living your best life, baby. So you need to eradicate it and, toss it down the toilet along with the TP and your caca. This is BS. All that fear thinking is BS. That's the devil talking. If you believe in God and you believe in the devil, let me tell you, fear and lies. That's what the devil uses. And you're listening to it. So do not give in. Do not give in. Start to recognize, start to journal where you're recognizing these types of thoughts, because this is shadow work. And I've tried to explain to people also the term shadow work, why it's called shadow. Okay, because when we walk, wherever we walk, there is a shadow that follows us. And so this has actually happened to me in this lifetime where, oh yeah, I had my heart broken and this guy treated me like absolute dookie, gaga. And now I just want to leave and I'm going to pack my bags. I'm going to take all of the things that I want to take with me and go on vacation to said amazing destination. And I booked the whole thing. It's wonderful. Everything's paid for, blah, blah, blah. But you know who came with me and I did not invite them? My thoughts and my feelings. So that shadow is going to follow you every fucking where that you go. Your shadow work is never done. That's right. So this is why you need to keep an emotional boulders journal. Because years down the line, you're going to refer back to these emotional blocks that you're writing down here today after this exercise. And you are going to realize that you're facing the same thing. It's like a spiral learning cycle that we go through here on planet Earth. And the learning is never done. The learning is never done. If you think you're done learning, you're stupid. And whoever thinks they're done learning, they're stupid. We're constantly evolving. So that's why I'm saying that fear, that toxic fear, not the healthy fear, okay? The toxic fear, the one that keeps you immobilized, keeps you from living your best life. It keeps you from your self-mastery. It keeps you from evolving in your spiritual journey. And They don't teach self-mastery in school. They don't teach self-mastery in the Bible. They don't teach it in the Quran. They don't teach it anywhere. It's up to you to figure you out. You are the only one who can teach you how to do this. Okay? So I'm here as like a guide to get you through the self stuff. But you're going to have to fill in the blank. You're accountable. I'm only 50% of it. You're the other 50%. So this is where it gets exciting. This is where it gets really, really exciting. We're going to do some beautiful divine breath work. And then after this video is over, I'm going to ask you to remain in silence. And your silent time can vary. Your silent time can go from 5 minutes to half an hour. I did this one time and it lasted for 6 hours. That's the longest I've ever done this for and not fallen asleep. I was truly trying to challenge myself. Not to say that you have to do 6 hours, okay? But the revelations that you are going to get to remove the blocks inside of your brain that were placed from the outside world. This breathing exercise is going to help you immensely. So I want you to sit or lie down comfortably. And at this point, I invite you to close your eyes and slow your breathing down. Really, really, really slow it down. We're going to inhale on the count of 1, 2, 3. And hold it. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it. Exhale. Hold it. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale. Hold it. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale. And by now, you should be breathing slow naturally. I invite you to search for your heartbeat. Feel your body. Feel every atom of your being. Search for your heartbeat. Sometimes you might find it in your palms. Sometimes you might find it in your ears, your solar plexus, your third eye. So many different places where it might be located. So focus where you feel your heartbeat and feel the blood irrigating every atom of your physical body. feel yourself melting into wherever you're sitting or lying. Get more comfortable, more and more comfortable with each breath. Release the jaw, relax the shoulders, relax your eyes. Visualize white. Visualize nothing but white. Nothing but white. You are pure. You are genuine. You are white light. Visualize this white filling your entire silhouette of the atoms of your being. Visualize the white light taking over the entire silhouette of your person. Visualize yourself turning to such white light that it's so bright that it's golden, like the sun. And when you look at yourself from the outside, where do you see the blocks? Do the blocks have names? Do they have labels? Is there an image? What do you see? What needs to be repaired? What thoughts need to be healed and restored to authenticity? Where is there darkness that needs light? Visualize the light flooding in and taking over the darkness and eradicating the dark, because where there is light, dark cannot exist. I hope that you benefit, and I hope that you keep going.